All right, if you haven't checked out Pika Labs just yet, now is the time. So let's do this all together. All right, if you're new here, let me tell you what this is. My name's Jordan, and I'm the host of Everyday AI. We're a daily live stream, podcast, and free daily newsletter helping everyday people like you and me learn and leverage generative AI. So let's do just that. And let's take a quick look at Pika Labs. So, if you're brand new and if you don't know a lot about Pika Labs, it's pretty simple. So it is, I think, one of the most promising generative AI tools for 2024. And I've talked about and covered just about all of them. So right now it is free to sign up. I think the availability is only certain countries right now, or they're prioritizing certain countries on first. So again, you're just going to go to pika.art. And then you can sign up for a free account. And once you get access, it's pretty simple to log in. And like I said, right now it is free. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at my Pika account. So when you log in, here's kind of what you're going to see. Um, so what I really like is you can, kind of look at other people's kind of generations. So again, this is text to video and photo to video. So you can kind of see what other people have created, which I think is really nice. And then you can also kind of, try to use that same prompt and, tweak it a little bit to see what you can come up with. All right, so here's how you're going to get started. It's extremely easy. So first, we are going to do a text to video prompt. So I'm just going to type it in there at the bottom, and then we're going to click this little kind of generate button right there. So let's go ahead and start this. And I actually just did a test. I got access to Pika about 2 or 3 weeks ago, kind of the day everyone got access. And I haven't had a lot of time to play around with it yet. So I'm just starting out. I'm actually running the same generation here twice. So you can kind of see different ways that it works. So at the same time, what we're going to do is do a photo to video as well. So right now, what we're generating inside Pika Labs is a text to video. So what we put in is Chicago sunrise from dark skyline to bright over Lake Michigan with a zoom on Willis Tower. Super specific. I don't accept Pika or Runway or any text to video software to handle this very well. It's somewhat complex, but I want to see what it creates. So what we're also going to do at the same time is we're going to jump into ChatGPT and use Dolly to create an image of this. So I'm going to say using Dolly, please create, I'm going to say an image of, okay. So here's what we're doing. So we're going to do both a text to video within Pika, and then we're going to use Dolly inside of ChatGPT to do the same thing, but photo to video. So we're kind of going to let this one load here, and we're going to save it. And then our next generation inside of Pika is going to be photo to video. So we can just kind of compare the results that you get with a text prompt and a video prompt. So this one's a little funky here. Because it actually did a split screen, which is not what we necessarily wanted. And that's going to actually cause, I think, some problems within Pika Labs. So I just clicked regenerate on that for now. And hopefully we get a better result. So I think what happened here in Dolly is it looked at this from dark skyline to bright. It looked at that as almost two photos or, a kind of a before and after, which is why we got a kind of split screen of that. All right. So this one's a little bit better. Nothing fantastic here, but this should be good enough. So I'm going to go ahead and download that image. Then we're going to jump back into Pika Labs. So let's go ahead and refresh this. And here is our generation. So again, I did one quick generation just before I started this video, just so I kind of knew what I was doing and to make it a little faster. And you'll see same prompt created two very different results. So let's go ahead. And we'll make this a little bigger so we can look at the result of this prompt. All right, there you go. So again, this is very basic. You can see all this is it's a slight kind of zoom. So some options within Pika, you can do a retry, which is just going to run the exact same generation. You can go to reprompt, which is essentially going to bring up a new generation with that prompt so you can tweak it. Let's go back in. You can also click edit. So edit, what it does is it uses that video that was created as the base of the next prompt, and you can modify the region or expand the canvas. So we'll probably do more on that later in a more advanced tutorial. This one's very basic. Also, you can add 4 seconds to the generation because by default, it only does about 3 or 4 seconds, and then you can upscale it. So we're not going to do those things right now. So I'm going to go ahead and delete what we have. All right. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to take that video, or sorry, the image, and we're going to use that as the generation. And we're going to do nothing else. All right. So all we're doing is we're uploading this. I believe this should work. And then we're just going to click the generate button. All right. So you'll see here now on the left-hand side, it says image input, which is nice. So the more and more you use Pika, this is very similar to Runway. If you haven't used Runway before, you're going to see all your previous generations here. So you can go in this way, which is kind of a more list view, which is if you use Runway a lot, this will be a little more familiar, or you can toggle to this thumbnail view. All right. So while we're waiting for this to generate, let's talk about maybe some basic use cases. Like, why would you want to use something like this? Well, I think what it allows creators, entrepreneurs, small business owners, startup founders to do is to get higher quality visuals to help market or advertise your product or service. So again, you will need to play around with this just a little bit until you get some better results. But I think there's so many use cases, So even for myself, I have a little bit of a, photo and video production background. I've done that on and off for like 12 to 15 years. And what it used to take in order to get something of this quality was probably dozens of hours, right? So you might have to go shoot something yourself. You might have to come back and edit it. If you're trying to, create something like this from an animation, perspective, or to create something by default, it's actually very hard to do. So Pika Labs, I think, and Runway are two fantastic tools. So let's go ahead now. Looks like that generation is done. So let's take a look at that one. All right, let's try it one more time. So when I'm hovering over, it's showing it just fine, but we're having a little bit of trouble. There we go. So by default, all this is really adding right now is almost a little bit of zoom in feature. Okay, so let's actually try something here. So we're going to go to reprompt, and then I'm going to say clouds moving and a boat in the lake. Let's just try that. So essentially what we're doing now is we are reprompting. So we're using the same image generation there. You can see kind of at the bottom. And then I'm trying to now direct the motion a bit. So again, we're just going over the basics right now, right? So text to video basics, photo to video basics inside of Pika Labs. Obviously, there's a lot more granular control, and we'll probably do some future tutorials as we even ourselves use this a little bit more. So again, I don't want to keep this video too long, so I'm going to go ahead. It's generating just fine, but I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and then I'll let you know exactly how long it took. All right, it only took about an additional 60 seconds. So now let's see if the reprompted version, which was just clouds moving in a boat on the lake, let's see if that made a difference. All right, so just a little bit. So the boat on the lake aspect didn't work. There's a very little cloud movement, not a lot. So again, Pika Labs 1.0 was literally just released and opened up to the public about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. So it is very new, but I will say this. I am extremely excited to see what Pika Labs can grow into. I think between Pika and Runway and actually some other upstart kind of Gen AI companies working in the text to video or photo to video space, I think it's going to be extremely promising. All right, so I hope this was helpful. Again, we're going to have more Pika tutorials in the future, so make sure to subscribe to this channel. This is our AI in 5, where we take 5-ish minutes to show you a new tool, new technique, but there's a lot more. So make sure to go to youreverydayai.com, sign up for our free daily newsletter. We also do a live stream every single day, podcast, so many resources to help you get ahead of generative AI. Thanks, y'all.